Dools!
Has.
Mulan is coming to Disney Plus next month. PlayStation State of Play is set to take place this Friday, and will June be delayed? All that and more, but Dools, just roll the intro! Welcome, one and all, to another episode of the More Cops on Duty podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Harry. With me, of course, is the J. Jonah Jameson. To my Peter Parker, Edward Dools Dooley. Dools, how you doing? How you doing?
So we have a pretty uneasy relationship. It's a working relationship. It's a professional relationship, but there's also just this begrudging disrespect for each other that we have.
Yeah.
That's just grounded in the fact that, well, quite simply, we fucking hate each other's guts. And I think you nailed it. I think that could not be a better description for our relationship. I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm good. Do you want to be J. Jonah? Do you want to be J.K. Simmons? J. Jonah Jameson? Or do you want to be...
fucking yes, dude, of course. That's the only J. Jonah. Is there another one that we don't know about? Oh. See, did you notice that the Amazing Spider-Man movies didn't even bother casting J. Jonah? Because they were like, how can we even touch J.K. Simmons? We can't.
And then MCU are like, all right, let's see if he's available.
Like Kevin Feige had to personally negotiate and getting him back because it's like, well, my hands are tied here. We're beholden to you, sir, and only you.
Exactly. Dulls, how's your week been? What have you been up to?
As I'm starting to wish now that my trivia was just on J.K. Simmons. I reckon one of us will have to do that one week. That would be, or just even have a podcast where we just talk about J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, we've got to. Let's try and get him in for an interview. You know, he's not doing much.
Because real quick, if we can sidetrack, and let's be honest, this whole podcast is, us getting sidetracked. As much as I'm looking forward to the new Batman, I couldn't help but be disappointed at the recasting of Commissioner Gordon. Because, dude,
did they? Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, no, because, yes and no. Because, they're clearly going on with a different continuity from the Snyderverse. And they cast JK as Commish Gordon in Justice League. Yeah. So, it's just a shame that I thought that was such perfect casting at the time. I was like, wow, dude. To go from, it's going to be tough to, beat, Jesus Christ, Gary Oldman. From the Dark Knight trilogy, and I was like, well, that's pretty fucking close. And even though he was in it so briefly in Justice League, he was still, I thought that was great. I was like, yeah, he's Gordon. He's Jim Gordon. I buy this.
I feel like he had some stuff cut out, so I'm really hoping that this.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I think I think a second shot at seeing, JK is the Snyder cut, and maybe. I'm seeing rumors that Affleck's Batman might not be done after all. Who knows, bro? Maybe the Snyder Cut's reinvigorated Warner Brothers to be like, well, maybe let's just not ditch Snyder's vision entirely. And I don't know. Maybe it's not impossible that he comes back. Maybe. But that's enough about JK.
Do you know who's playing the new Commissioner Gordon in the Batman?
Yeah, it's oh Jesus Christ,
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Yeah, I just looked it up. That's an awesome. I love Jeffrey Wright. And
he'll be incredible. It's just I love JK.
Of course. Cool. J.K. Simmons should be in every movie. I watched Juno for the first time in 10 years the other day. J.K. Simmons is Juno's father, and he's amazing.
Oh yeah, I should watch that. Again. It's a good movie.
It's a really great movie. It's a really
Ellen Page is a lesbian now. Are we aware of this?
Oh,
likes the ladies.
Yeah, I was.
Well, she wasn't in that movie, is what I'm saying. I think her and Michael Cera are actually a thing in that film. And in real life at the time, I think. I could be full of shit. But let's not fact check it. Let's just keep going.
Yeah. I don't know where to go from there. Great. So if you had a good week, great. Awesome. Should we just continue on with the show?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
All right, Dawes, let's start each and every podcast with what we've been watching, what we've been playing. You'll start us off.
Yeah, sure. So I'm sure you have the same answer, but still playing Ghost of Tsushima, and loving it. It's a great game. It's just, it doesn't reinvent the wheel when it comes to open world games, but it's kind of like, you know, that comfort food kind of thing. But it has extra polish, I would say, compared to most open world games. It's not Red Dead 2, but it's not Assassin's Creed. It's like you know, in between those two. It's like on a different level.
It's like the best Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. I think, you know, it's not too bloated. The combat is great. You like, you know, it's varied enough. There's like, you know, 4 different stances, and you know each one corresponds. You know, it's best used against different enemy types and that kind of thing. So, you know, combat is very dynamic. It's never really button mashy. Exploration's great because it's quite organic in the sense that there's no hard or mini map. So you kind of like, you're literally following the wind and other kind of like environmental cues as to where you're going in the world. And the main character's cool. The setting is incredible. We've never really had a genuine, authentic kind of like feudal Japan setting in a game before. We've had it done, I think, like, but you know, with supernatural kind of elements to it. So this is the most authentic and grounded depiction I've seen of this setting. So I think, yeah, and also it's like been done. This was done by a, I think, based in New York or New Jersey or something like that. Sucker Punch, but I saw Seattle. That's correct. Yeah. So that's pretty incredible. And I actually saw a quote from, I think it's the director of the Yakuza games. Do you know those games? They're like, I see shit about them all the time. I've never played a single one. Probably never will, but they're like incredibly Japanese games. Like they're set in Japan and everything. They're, you know, as the name implies, are about the Yakuza. And even he was saying like, wow, like, you know, the attention to detail is incredible. Like I feel ashamed because this game should have been made by a Japanese team. And but I mean, he's saying that as a compliment. I mean, so it's not like
some reporters took that out of context.
Oh yeah, as they always do. But I mean, they kind of took from that as like, oh, you know, this, you know, it shouldn't have been appropriated by a bunch of white people in America. But I mean, no, of course, you know, and Japanese people. I mean, you know, Final Fantasy. That's, you know, it's like mostly like, you know, white protagonists or whatever it is. I mean, you know, let's not get caught up in that. I think it's more, it's an appreciation as well. It's like, it's just, it's I think the biggest love letter to the culture and the country. So, it's a great game. And I'm still watching Always Sunny, chipping away at that. I haven't really watched a ton of new films or other TV shows, so not much to report there. Hopefully we'll change that soon, I know we've got some coming up in cinemas that we want to see.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we should be. We've got a few, probably like, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 this weekend alone.
Oh,
before the next podcast, at least. I know there's 3 that we need to
just do a review bonanza, maybe.
Yeah, why not? Like, of just random films. There's 3 that are on Saturday that I reckon we should all book.
Let me guess right here, right now. Blues Brothers? No, sorry, that's not this Saturday. That's okay. No, one of them is The Matrix.
Yep, that's the last one. That's the Saturday night.
One is
which will be awesome to see on the big screen.
It would be very cool. Another was goodness me, 12 Angry Men. That's the early one. And the midday one or the evening one.
I feel like we need to see 12 Angry Men. It's my favorite film of all time, and you just haven't seen it yet.
Remind me what the evening film again before Matrix is.
Close Encounters of a Third Kind.
Ah, that's it. Yeah, that's the one.
It's another Spielberg. Apparently a fantastic, Spielberg classic that I haven't seen and you've never seen.
You've never seen it either.
Never seen it.
It's just meant to be. It's just one of those seminal touchstone films that everyone's got to see. From what I understand.
So like, why not? You know, like we've got time. You know, but yeah, nice tools. What I've been playing, exactly what you said. I haven't been watching anything. I've just been playing Ghost of Tsushima. Like night after night. I finished the story last night. If Last of Us didn't come out this year, this would be my game of the year. I really like this game. I echo everything you said, that like in terms of like main character story, like Jin's character, he's fine. He's good. Like he's a good character, but you really get told the story through the environment. Exactly what you said, like the feudal Japan environment is beautiful. And there's like little elements everywhere that I think's awesome. and through all the side characters, which are all exceptional. There's not one bad side character. But I love the little bits of environmental storytelling where you're later in the game, you're like fighting people on a random, outpost, and you hear them start to shout at you, and they're like, "You're the ghost. I thought you were 8 feet tall." Which straight away you're like, "Huh." They've been like, your tale has gotten to this point where they've like described you like a legend, like a myth, like an actual demon, like that's coming in and plaguing these Mongols that are invading your land. I'm like, that is awesome. That's so awesome to think of. And like, there's like little things that are like random people are pretending to be the ghost, and you've got like your own little like copycat killers sort of thing. I think like little things like that are like not anything to do with the main story or even side stories. It's just points of random conversation with random people, like little points of environmental storytelling. Just makes it so good. I echo to you, like nothing will ever come close to Red Dead in like near times, at least probably until maybe Red Dead 3 whenever that comes out, or probably Red Dead 3. I don't think GTA 6 will come near it either, because GTA is more just about like fast cars and have fun rather than environmental storytelling like how Red Dead 2 was.
Yeah, Red Dead I think is still just, and I only say it's beats Last of Us in this department just because it's a bigger game, but its attention to detail is unmatched.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But yeah, I loved Ghost of Tsushima. I'm going towards the platinum now. I'm pretty damn close, which is great. But after you finished it, we'll probably do a review of it. But
yeah, I'm keen. So obviously without spoiling anything, but I mean, just were you satisfied with the story in the end, the main story?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, but I made sure I did all side stories and everything before.
I do that shit all the time as well.
Because
I'll probably leave some of the little question marks and stuff to do after the fact.
Oh yeah, like all the fox stands. Do you pat the fox, Dools?
They're not always there though.
They're not always there, but when they are there,
off.
you got to pat them.
Oh yeah, of course.
He does.
I thought you had to. I thought it was like I thought you had to do it. I remember trying to like just walk away, not on purpose, but I could have sworn the camera like swung me back around and was like, "You better pat that fucking fox." I was like, "Oh shit!"
I saw the stat came out. I think you might have actually sent this to me. The stat came out that over 8 million foxes have been patted in Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, but dude, people are obsessed. This might be one of the most photogenic games as well, because it's something like 15 million photos are taken every day.
That's awesome. Yeah, the photo mode's amazing.
Yeah,
the photo mode is so good. But we'll get all into that though.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But yeah, we'll get all into that either next week or the week after, whenever you get around to finishing. I think you're pretty close. If I'm being honest, like Act 3 isn't that long.
Yeah, I hadn't been playing a ton, but I think I'm going to change that. I plan on playing a bit tonight, and yeah, I probably finish it by next week, I'd say.
Yeah, so we'll probably do next week's end of week episode, Ghost of Tsushima review. Look out for that. But Dools, until then, let's get into the news of the week. Give me a jingle while I turn on my light.
It's the news of the week. Give it to me, Hayes.
Nice, Dools. Do you want to start off with something good or something sad?
Sad. Yeah, sure. Let's get the sad news out of the way, Hayes. Let's get it out of the way.
Dools, will June be delayed? Director Denis Villeneuve came out. Director Denis Villeneuve came out and said that he was on track for a release, but now with all the pandemic, they're doing reshoots in a couple of weeks, and quote, they will be sprinting to the finish. Now, that's with anything. That's like, from what I took from that is, if nothing changes now, and if there are no delays, it probably won't get delayed.
Look, I want
the state of the world.
I want it to. I don't like that he's saying it's going to be a rush and a crunch to get to the finish line. That's, I mean, look, the guy seems like such a perfectionist and such a, he's one of those artists that's just like, yeah, I mean, and he commands a kind of, I guess, what am I trying to say? Well, I mean, he has this kind of influence that, he can tell the studio, it's like, no, we are not putting it out right now. I need to do this and that. Like, you cannot rush this thing. So, I mean, I think he just probably wants to hit the date for obvious reasons. Like, that's just when. I mean, next year's gonna be fucking stacked. So putting out whatever movie you're putting out next year, it's gonna have a ton of competition. No fucking matter when it comes out. It seems.
Yeah,
So
we're
I
gonna
think
be
from
busy
that
next year.
perspective, he's probably got Warner in his ear being like, look, like we really want this to still hit the December date. But to be honest, I think I'd be totally fine with it being delayed if it means that the extra time taken to polish it is, if that's the reason. So, but I mean, I swear they've been filming this thing for like 2 fucking years and they still need to do reshoots. So,
Yeah.
shit.
Man, that's good though. It means that he's exactly what you said. He's a perfectionist, and like,
Well, yeah, this is
hasn't
he's
missed a
probably got
step.
this attention to detail. That's why Arrival, Blade Runner 2049, Prisoners, Sicario. That's why they look the way they look, and are the films that they are. So, look, that would suck. I mean, everything's been delayed. It would just be another delay. It wouldn't be a big one though. It would be like till, I don't know, February or March, I imagine, if they need to push it. But yeah, no, I can only imagine what doing post-production virtually would be like, editing and everything. It would be a fucking nightmare. I mean, you're normally sitting in the same room as this person. You can do this stuff on the fly. I mean, I'm sure it's not impossible over, video calls or whatever. But I mean, yeah, it would just wouldn't be the same. It would be quite dysfunctional. So I mean, yeah, Jesus. I mean, surely the exceptions can be made. I think he's just stuck in Canada from what it sounds like, and the rest of the team are wherever they are. So, yeah, fuck. I can't fucking wait for this movie though, dude. It might be. It might be my most anticipated, even above Tenet. Honestly, it might be.
Really? Wow.
It's just Blade Runner is one of my favorite movies ever. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Like, this is touted to be his magnum opus. This isn't a singular film. This is part of a series as well.
It's part 1, dude. I keep forgetting that. It's fucking part 1. Fuck.
And the cast stalls. The cast is huge.
It's
the
a
cast
proper
is
ensemble.
so fucking massive. And like, again, exactly what you said, he hasn't missed a step. And I'd rather, like, there's a great saying that it's about gaming, but a delayed game will be good eventually. A rushed game is forever bad. It's the same with movies. That a delayed
Shigeru
movie...
Miyamoto, yes.
That guy, yeah. Delayed movie will be good eventually, but a rush film...
That guy, yeah.
Yeah, that guy. That dude. It still might be on track. It still might be on track for December release, but again, I'm not getting my hopes up. I don't want to be heartbroken. Tenants change dates every fucking day. Depends on the change of the wind when Tenet will come out. And speaking of Tenet, Dools, it gives me a lot more confidence that Tenet's going to hit that date later on in August 27th, I believe, because Tenet has now officially been approved to release in China. And that's pretty big. That is a pretty big step towards getting this film into cinemas. Did you see this?
Let's see. No, I didn't. Sorry, I mean, I saw that Warner had opted for an international release before they put it into the US. And even then, it's going to be a staggered release in the US. I think they're going to target the areas that are not as, heavily impacted by COVID as others. So we'll see how they do that. And so that'll be a, kind of like strategic rollout. So yeah, I did see that they're opting for the international release first. So that'll be Asian regions, Europe, etc. So I mean, yeah, that's pretty exciting. That's what I was hoping they would do. I was just so worried. I mean, and look, I mean, it makes sense why they do it, but I mean, all these studios are so beholden to the US market. So it is a huge relief. I think it will stick this time because of how they've said that. And I wasn't sure about China either. So I think that's the game changer. I think that's the one.
Yeah, because China had that rule that came out a couple of weeks ago that only a set duration films will be released in the theaters because they want to get people in, get people out quicker. So that this being approved for China, that's big. That is big. So I'm
Do we know what the duration is? Is it like 2 hours?
It'd probably be
15 minutes or
2:30.
something?
Yeah, it'd probably be like around 2:30. Let's guess for that. He has to have plenty of time to explain the fucking weird idea that he has in the trailer. So I'm keen. But again, I don't want to get myself overhyped, Dools. Don't want to get myself overhyped. Moving on, Dools. Let's get into a bit of gaming, and then we'll finish off with a film.
Ooh.
Do you see the Dools? The Square Enix's Avengers coming out on the 4th of September. They just released news that Spider-Man will be an exclusive playable character for PlayStation owners. What do you think of this?
I really don't know what to think of this. I actually look. I'm all for exclusivity where it makes sense. Like,
I agree with that. I agree with this.
I think Phil Spencer, so Xbox head, has kind of like, made implied jabs at Sony in regards to their kind of like, exclusivity policy, and been like, oh, games exclusive to one platform just, don't really benefit the entire industry. And it's like, well, of course, if you're someone who's in the losing position, who's in third place, actually, if you include the Switch, you're going to say something like that. You're going to try and make your competitors look bad. If Xbox were in Sony's position, don't you think they'd just be making Halo only available on Xbox, and doing the sort? So, but at the same time, when it's a game that is multi-platform, so it's on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, to make a character like Spider-Man behind, exclusive only to PlayStation, I don't know. That I do feel a little weird about. It's like, that's kind of shitty. So, look, I mean, yeah, I'm going to play it on PlayStation if I even get it. I think there's an open beta, so I'll give that a crack, and if it's good, who knows, I might get it. But, yeah, it's just, I don't know, I feel weird about it, just because, like, and people are trying to make the argument that Sony owns Spider-Man. It's like, well, no, they have film rights, and Insomniac now have rights to their Spider-Man, but not Spider-Man as a whole. So that's actually what I thought the loophole was at first. I was like, oh, well, maybe it's just Insomniac Spider-Man, and technically they own that Spider-Man now. That Spider-Man is theirs. That likeness of Peter and the suit and all that, that's Insomniac's. But no. Apparently it was confirmed that the development team for Avengers is making their own Spider-Man. So Sony must have thrown a stupid amount of money at Marvel and Square to be like, give us Spider-Man and only us. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to know about these deals, behind closed doors and how they all work. And I mean, look, the thing is, Sony did a similar thing when Destiny was first coming out, and I think they were like, look, Destiny DLC is available to PlayStation owners. I think like some of them was like up to a year. I think they were, some of them were exclusive like for good, and some of them were like 3 months or 6 months or something like that. And that was going to be this huge game that a ton of people were clearly going to buy, and there was a lot of interest in it. It was Bungie. Everyone wanted to get it. And I think that's what really bolstered PlayStation early on, was that everyone hopped on Destiny real quick. And that was a big game. And they all went to PlayStation because of it. And now they've just guaranteed that everyone and anyone interested in this game, which I'm not entirely sure there was a ton of people, but apparently there are. Just seeing the reaction of this, it's pretty big. But they've just guaranteed that everyone who can will get on PlayStation. So it's like, it's not even a question now. It's like, if you had the option, it's like, well, maybe I'll get on my Series X because, it'll look a little better, run a little better. It's like, no, can't get Spider-Man. You can't get fucking Spider-Man. So, I mean, yeah, it's a big deal, dude. Yeah, how do you feel about it ethically?
I agree with you. It's not only a big deal. I personally think this is a terrible deal. I'm a massive Sony fanboy. You know this as much as anyone. This is a bad deal, exactly what you said, for gaming. This was originally touted to be a cross-platform game. And, these type of games is... like, it's been advertised, this game as this is going to be a standing point and eventually be evolutionized, like Destiny was. But for this to happen, that only one console can have the biggest Marvel character of all time, like people can make an argument for Iron Man and stuff. No, Spider-Man is the biggest. Marvel.
It is Spider-Man.
Like there is no argument there. Spider-Man is the biggest Marvel character of all time. Just for PlayStation, that's not good for this game as a whole. When it's you want to get as many people playing this game concurrently as possible. That, and also you touched on Insomniac Spider-Man is so fucking good that this game isn't going to live up to that at all, and this is going to continue continually be compared to Insomniac Spider-Man. So that's not going to look good on that as either. I just don't see this coming off in any way, any shape or form. Also, there's rumors of people there's like kind of leaked reviews of the beta of people that have already played it, and it's not good. People saying that it's fiercely boring, and it just doesn't run well or play well. So I don't see this game selling that well. Even with the name Avengers to it, it'll sell, but it won't sell very well. That's my unfortunate prediction, Dawes.
Yeah, I think it will definitely sell a lot, but I mean, I think it'll be interesting to compare it to Spider-Man, because Spider-Man's obviously isolated on the PS4. So, and I actually think I reckon it will probably reach and plateau at about 10 mil is my guess, and that I think would probably be a failure in their eyes, because it's on every platform except Switch, and is the Avengers brand name, which is arguably more powerful than Spider-Man on his own. So
it's the highest grossing film of all time.
Spider-Man has a richer video game heritage, so that might have helped. But in terms of like pop culture, generally speaking, like, you know, we just had Infinity War and Endgame, so it's got huge brand cachet. But yeah, no, I think it hasn't had the wow factor that Spider-Man had when we first saw it. Like, immediately when we saw Spider-Man, everyone was just like, this looks fucking good.
Yeah.
And Avengers just looks like a button masher. And that's bad, because like, you can make a button mashing game not look button mashy in demos that you show off, but this just looks like a button masher game. And it's like, oh man, good. Like... Also, I should just point out, just very quickly before we move on, you touched on it, but it does have crossplay. So can you imagine being an Xbox and PC player just seeing all these fucking Spider-Man swinging around?
That's what
everywhere?
I'm saying. That's gonna be
in the open shared world.
Yeah,
like fuck that.
It's so shit.
Yeah,
that only a third of these players get Spider-Man. That's so dumb.
Yeah, it's a shitty move. But anyway,
this is coming from a Sony fanboy. That if I buy the game, which to be honest, I'm going to buy the game. It's a Marvel game. It's on PlayStation. I buy almost everything. Like, saying that, I'm in that camp. I still think this is a really bad decision.
Well put.
Let's continue on with some PlayStation duels. PlayStation's next state of play is coming this Friday, our time, Australia time. We got word from PlayStation officials that there will be no PlayStation 5 announcements and no PlayStation Studio announcements. So what are you expecting from this? Just a real top-line overview.
Yeah, so I think, no new announcements, but they did say that they will touch on it's going to be mainly PS4 and PSVR games still yet to come out this year. And then they will also touch on PS5 games from third parties and partners. And that might include second party. I'm not too sure, because that's technically not PlayStation Studio, so we'll see. But that was shown in that first PS5 showcase. So we will still see some PS5 stuff. That I think will probably include seeing Avengers running on PS5 with Spider-Man, is my guess.
Bug snacks?
Sorry?
Do you reckon we'll see bug snacks?
I'm afraid we probably will, yeah.
I can't wait to play that game.
We might see, I can barely really, apparently there was rumors that we might get another Resident Evil 8 trailer. That's a bit weird. Like, we only had gotten, and it was a pretty big trailer. Like, if it's gameplay, then fucking oath. But I don't need another CG trailer.
If it's gameplay, then fucking oath.
Well, I love me some gameplay ads, man. That's what it's all about.
So,
yeah, I mean, look, everyone was understandably pretty disappointed when this was first announced. It was funny because I had told you, I think we were talking about, like, okay, well, when could this August PS5 event be, this state of play? And it was long rumored, almost like, a couple weeks after the first PS5 event. They were like, okay, wait, August will be the next thing. It'll be a state of play, and you'll get, a few more Sony games and info on price and pre-orders. And now, the only thing that was correct about the rumor is that it was August 6th. Like, the long rumored date was August 6th. And it's just, I mean, yeah, it's like, what... thank God, though, they did see the shitstorm coming, because, like, thank God, they were like, look, no big PS5 announcements, like, being as clear as possible, like, guys, like, when... Because if you went ahead and did that event without that, without prefacing it like that, people would be fucking livid.
Yeah. I reckon this is great, though, because I think that in 2 weeks' time, we're going to have another state of play. There's going to be PS5 pre-order announcement, price, release date, and everything, and they're getting all this bullshit that's from now until PS5 release out of the way.
Actually, I think it's even better than that, I think, because the state of play implies more of a, shorter, kind of, condensed and specific format. The state of play has never been an especially long thing. Rumor has it this might be up to 40 minutes. But I think what this tells me is that because it turns out this state of play was not the thing we were thinking it was, maybe the next thing will be an actual another PS5 showcase.
Yeah.
And so it's not a state of play, but it's like, no, this is the PS5 briefing and part 2 or whatever. So that's actually got me a bit more excited now. It's like, okay, well, now we're going to delve deep on new games, maybe get a tease of what's to come. Uncharted 5, God of War 2, pie in the sky stuff, but...
straight up, if they did that, holy shit.
Bro, if they did that all in the one session, it's like, just fucking...
God.
Just give Phil Spencer his shovel for his own grave, dude, at that point. Like,
Shuhei, save me.
And then, deep dive on the UI, and then finally finish off with price and when to pre-order. Because I'm fucking itching here, when can I fucking pre-order this thing, dude? I'm sick of the anxiety of not knowing whether I'll be able to get one day one or not. Like, I just want to fucking secure this thing. Just want to secure it.
How many are you going to get for the first day?
How many am I going to get?
Like, how many pre-orders are you going to try and put down? Because you're going to want to make sure that you get at least one, right?
I mean, Jesus Christ, I thought that as long as I could secure one, then I've definitely got it. But I mean, yeah, maybe like JB and EB just to be safe.
Yeah, and I'm going to...
Oh, and Amazon probably. But
my first preference will probably be Amazon.
Yeah.
But let's wait and see. It was 6 a.m. on this Friday is the state of play. So I'm probably going to wake up for it. We could do another podcast that day and just go a little bit of a...
I don't think it'll be worth it. I don't think there's going to be anything big.
No, fair enough. Well, you never know. We'll see.
Oh, we'll see. I mean, I'll probably watch it as well. So, I mean, yeah, we'll
see.
Yeah.
Finishing up on the news quickly, Dools, because I know you got somewhere to go. Mulan is heading to Disney Plus next month, same time as cinema release, but you're going to have to pay $30 more on top of your Disney Plus subscription. I know for a fact, Dools, you are not happy about this.
This is fucking stupid. It's predatory as well. I think it's insane. I mean, no, Disney's not forcing me to buy it, but guys, I'm already on your platform. I already have a subscription. You're actually going to charge me the same as what someone who could quickly sign up for a 3-week trial could get it for? That's insane to me. They should go by a subscription on a subscription basis. Like, if you sign up for the trial, you pay the $30. If you already have it, you pay, I reckon, even like $15. I reckon it should be. And this is US, by the way, so it's going to be like maybe 40 Australian to fucking watch this. Get fucked. Absolutely no way I'm going to pay $40, twice what I would pay to watch it in actual cinema at fucking home. That's fucking nuts. That is nuts, dude. I can't believe, like, the fucking arrogance. The actual arrogance of these fucking marketing people at Disney. Like, it's insane, bro. Like, they think this film is the second coming. And they're like, no, yeah, they'll pay. No, they'll pay. It's Mulan. They'll pay. We don't have the dragon, but they'll pay. So, I
It's
mean,
like an IMAX ticket.
out of principle, I don't even care if you had the idea of, paying for it and we split it down the middle, because I don't even want to do that. Out of principle, I just fucking... Actually, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fucking say it on the air. I'm going to fucking pirate the shit out of it. That's what I'm going to do. Fuck Disney.
Going down the old pirate code.
Can't wait for Winter Soldier and the Falcon, though. I mean, I'll be there day one for that shit, but no, fuck Mulan, dude.
Oh, Dools, I feel like we don't have to say anything more on that. That's pretty apt.
Yeah, I'm done.
Do you want to take us on to the next segment?
Take us in? Yeah, let's do it, Has. So, it's another trivia on a Tuesday, but actually on a Wednesday. Well, no, it's on a... Jesus Christ. We're recording on a Wednesday when we normally record on a fucking Tuesday, so I'm just wigging out. It's fucking movie trivia, alright? Has the theme this week, I thought, would be... I mean, it's been timely for the last 4 months, but I think especially so with Victoria and all that, but the theme is quarantined lockdown. So,
nice.
All of the following answers are about or are films in which a character is, isolated or just alone or under lockdown or quarantine, whatever it is. So,
I've done this one, but yeah, go on.
Wait, you did this? No, I don't think you did it like this. I mean, this is like...
I did one where it's fine. Like there's numerous more movies than I would have done, but I did do one where a character...
I don't think you even did any of these movies they did, so I think...
Okay, cool.
Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, no.
So,
all you.
So again, I'll just reiterate. So every film on this list...
Oh no, you're twisting something here.
No. Every film... has the theme, like it's not the primary reason. It's not like, okay, this film is about lockdown or quarantine, but I mean, it has an isolated feeling about it. Like that's like the vibe you get. So
like The Shining.
Yeah, that's a good example. There's like another movie in there where it's just like he's technically not quarantined or isolated or anything, but I mean, he's alone.
Okay.
So it could just be loneliness. It's it's not literal lockdown or whatever. Anyway, we'll get right into it. How's question 1?
Thanks, Dawes. Go ahead.
Nothing good can happen when two men are left alone in a giant phallus, was the quote from the director when describing his own movie. Which movie am I talking about?
What? Say it again, please.
Do you want the quote again?
Yeah, please.
So think about what a giant phallus looks like. Has two men stuck together in a giant phallus. Nothing good can happen when two men are left alone in a giant phallus. So what kind of building, what kind of structure takes the shape of a giant phallus? Has a phallic form. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say that?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but do you mean like a skyscraper?
A skyscraper, the Capitol Hill. No. The Washington Memorial, whatever that is. Yeah, from Spider-Man.
It's not going to be
from
Spider-Man.
The Washington Memorial from Spider-Man.
It's definitely John Watts. Definitely didn't say this about Spider-Man.
So I mean, what other? Can you think of another structure? And I'll give you a hint. The name of this type of building is also the name of the film. There you go.
Ooh.
Counting down. 5.
Ooh. Can you give me range of when
3.
it was released?
Last year. 2.
Last year.
1. Time's up. The answer is The Lighthouse.
Oh yeah, that's a good question, I guess.
You stupid mother. All right, let's move on.
Quote from a director during an interview is bullshit.
Nothing can happen when two men are left alone in a giant phallus. Came out last year. and I was
No,
like,
no, go second
the name
question.
of the building says the same name as the film. I mean, I pretty much fucking gave it to you on a silver platter, but well, you know, what do I know? Has question two. Question two has.
Go ahead.
Matt Damon doesn't die from the same virus his son and wife do in the film Contagion because...
You broke up a bit. Say again, sorry?
Oh, once more. Matt Damon doesn't die from the same virus his son and wife do in the film Contagion because...
I've never seen Contagion.
Oh, really? Oh, well,
Yeah, I've never seen it.
that's trivia. You might have never seen them all.
I've never seen it. That's all right. Is it an obvious answer? Like, is it common?
I don't know what you're
Like,
asking
is
me.
it just because he's immune?
Well, I don't know. I can't tell you. What do you mean?
Well, like if it's something weird. So can you say the question one more time, please?
Okay. So Matt Damon, his character, does not die from the same virus his son and wife do in the film Contagion. The reason being?
Because he's immune. I don't know.
Correct.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, jeez, nailed that. What a great movie that is.
It's all right. It's all right.
No,
It's
I've been meaning to watch it.
It's actually
Matt
quite
Damon.
terrifying to watch, given
Yeah.
the context of 2020. So I think it's still worth a watch.
Yeah.
Speaking of Matt Damon, he also plays someone doing a stint of involuntary isolation in space. In which film?
Say it once more. Sorry.
So, speaking of Matt Damon,
Yep.
he also plays someone doing a stint of an involuntary isolation in space. In which film?
Interstellar.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is incorrect. It's The Martian. He voluntarily went to space in Interstellar. And, I mean, he also did in The Martian, but he was left alone.
He was left alone in Interstellar as well.
But not by his own... Not voluntarily. He was involuntarily left alone. He was stranded in The Martian. So,
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Yep. Let's just see. That is 1 out of 3 so far. Ooh, Jesus. Anyway, you're doing your best.
Go on.
This is more up your alley, Hasdog.
Thank you.
One of the main characters, played by a 5-year-old, was lied to by the director about the fact that they were shooting a horror film. Instead, being told it was a drama. What film am I talking about?
Holy shit.
Tell me if you need the question again.
Yeah, I'm going to.
One of the main characters, played by a 5-year-old, was lied to by the director about the fact that they were shooting a horror film. Instead, being told it was a drama. What film am I talking about?
Horror film about isolation with a 5-year-old.
Well, it's not necessarily about isolation, remember? But I mean, yeah, the theme is that, a small group of people or a single person is alone and, yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, this is so broad, dude.
Really?
There's so many...
It's actually a very specific bit of trivia, but I mean, I don't know. I thought you would have known this one for sure. I thought you would have picked up on, 5 years old, director lied about the type of movie they were shooting, blah, blah, blah.
No, I don't read into what the director tells an actor on set, no.
Okay, here's a little hint. We saw I guess it was the sequel last year.
The Shining then.
Yeah,
Kubrick.
there you go. Fucking gave it to you.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's all right. You need a win.
That makes sense.
Good job, Haz. Yeah, so Danny Lloyd, I think his name was just Kubrick was just like, yeah, no, this is just a drama. It's just a family drama. When fucking,
It's like one of the horror, most horrific films of all time.
as he witnessed fucking Jack Nicholson just break into the room with an axe. Has question 5. Captain Marvel gets PTSD after being stuck with her son for 7 years. Is the premise of which film?
Captain Marvel. Oh, Room.
Correct.
Nice. I was just like, what bit of Captain Marvel is this? But yeah, no, good question.
Has shut your mouth. Question 6. Armed with only a lighter, flask, flashlight, knife, glow sticks, pen, pencil, and a mobile phone. Oh, fuck, I did not edit this question properly. Hold on, give me a second.
Is it buried?
Yes.
Nailed it. Your face.
No, that's good. That's what. Maybe I originally only had a lighter and mobile phone.
The lighter
but that
got
wasn't
it.
entirely
The lighter
accurate.
got it. It was also because when you
yeah.
said quarantine, like isolated films about people isolated, first thing came to mind was buried. That's why it was fresh to mind.
Very good, very good. Yeah, the rest of the question was like, the leading actor who has since risen to stardom is confined to one of the most claustrophobic spaces possible, something typically reserved for a corpse. I mean, that would have also fucking...
Yeah. But no, good question though.
Given it away. No worries. Cheers, Haz. Thanks. We'll move on to question 7. In the film Castaway, Tom Hanks befriends someone he calls Wilson. If it weren't for the fact that he was stranded on a deserted island, what might Wilson have been otherwise used for back home?
Like what? Like the volleyball? Like what would it be used for?
Yeah, what would you use it for?
Playing volleyball.
Correct.
Good question, Dools.
What do you use a volleyball for? You're answering your own question. Good job, Haz. See, I thought I actually was like, oh wait, was it a netball or a volleyball? I was kind of hoping you might fuck up and say netball, but anyway, that's good job, Haz. Good job.
Thank you, Dools. Appreciate it.
Tom Hardy had a cold at the time of filming, and so it was written into the script that so did his character. What film am I talking about?
Lock?
Correct.
I'm just thinking of Tom Hardy movies where it's just him, like alone.
Yep, it's a good one. Yep, it's a good movie.
It's a fantastic film. I did like a question on Lock in my trivia to you as well. So what's his full
it was
name?
quite forgettable. How's question 9? This is a film starring only a single, albeit legendary, actor who doesn't speak a word of dialogue. And there's a hint there if you need it, but just give it a crack. Just give it a crack first. Have a think.
Let me think of it. Can you say it again before I ask for the hint?
So this film is starring only a single. He's the only person in the film.
Yeah.
And he's a legendary actor. Legendary. He also doesn't speak a single word of dialogue.
I've seen this for sure.
Yeah, we love it.
Cool. All right. That he's the only person. Legendary actor.
Legendary. So, he's getting on in his years, but he's been around, and he's just, one of the most renowned actors.
Yeah, can you give me a hint?
Oh, this will probably give it away. He founded a very famous film festival.
Robert Redford. All Is Lost?
Correct.
Yeah, nice. I wouldn't have gone to All Is Lost. Yeah, the film festival got it.
Fucking go that one too, but that's alright. Moving on.
Good question, Dools. Good question.
Yeah, thanks, Has James Franco delivers a surgical performance in this thrilling drama. What movie am I talking about?
Oh, I was thinking of Dave Franco. I was like, I don't know.
Dave Franco, yeah.
It's 126 or 127. It's the one where he cuts his arm off. 100, because it's surgical. I'm trying to find if you putting in like random words in the question to make it not the answer. 127 hours.
Correct.
Oh yes.
Good job. Yeah, no, the surgical was there to age you, It's there to age you.
Great movie that.
It was a visual cue. Good movie, yeah. Pretty good movie.
When he cuts through the nerve, I still remember.
Oh yeah, it's fucking disgusting, and still quite unbelievable that he did what he did. Has 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. That's not bad. I mean, I had to give you a couple of them if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, but a right answer is a right answer.
You did your best. I think considering your handicaps. I think you should be proud of yourself. How's take us out, mate?
You've been listening to More Cops on Duty, Internet's #1 film, game, and TV podcast. You can catch us twice a week, sometimes. Wednesday for your Prime show, Friday for your review in discussion show. You can catch us on all your favorite streaming services: Spotify,